Good morning, students. New chapter, humidity, part 2. Last part, or in the last video, we had discussed about the humidity. What is humidity? Water vapor present in the air. How it's get added in the air with the help of process called evaporation. Evaporation takes place due to temperature. Water converts into vapor form and mix with the air and dust particle and give formation to clouds. Precipitation. In this part we are going to study about precipitation. Water in liquid forms or solid forms falling to the earth is known as precipitation. It can be termed as deposition of atmospheric moisture and is most important process or a part of water cycle. You all know water cycle? Water cycle is evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Evaporation is a gaseous form which cools down in the form of clouds, and when the clouds are saturated, is not able to hold the moisture. That moisture falls on the earth is known as precipitation. Atmospheric moisture may be precipitated either in the solid form or in the liquid form. The different forms of precipitation is snow, hail, rain, drizzle. These are the different forms of precipitation. Precipitation in simple language is known as rainfall. Condition necessary for precipitation. At what rate or at what condition, atmospheric condition, precipitation, that is rainfall, take place? First, the air must be saturated. Air must be saturated means it should have 100% of moisture present in it, and after 100% it is not able to grasp more moisture. Second, the temperature at which condensation take place must be present. Condensation means cooling. Like in the Thar desert, rainfall not take place because the temperature not falls down, it remains warm or high temperature. But in other areas, rainfall is common because temperature falls down and moisture cools down and result into precipitation. The air must contain small particles of matter which is known as dust, so that moisture, or you can say the vapor, will stick to this dust particle and then result into rainfall. So the air must cool down below dew point and then on. Forms of a precipitation. First, rain. The most common form of precipitation, like we say, it's raining or it's drizzling. Drizzling is like a shower. Second is snow. It's a powdery mass which floats in the air and settles down gradually on the ground. You can see that we can make a different things from the snow. It's in the hilly areas. Hail. Hail is, it's a small pieces of snow. It is also known as hailstorm. Where there are strong vertical currents. Vertical currents means the air currents which is rising vertically above. The ice particles are pushed upward, means there are small droplets present in the atmosphere. They are pushed upward and a layer of small droplets settle down over it, and this process takes many time. So this small droplet of water becomes a small ice balls, and this ice balls, rounded ice balls, falls on the earth in a solid ice, which is also known as hailstorm. Types of rainfall: convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall and cyclonic rainfall. All the types of precipitation occurs from the clouds, and the most important cause because of adiabatic cooling. Adiabatic cooling is that when the air current take the moisture higher and at the height the water vapor cools down and result into the rainfall. Convectional current. Convection current occurs when the energy of sun heats the surface of the earth, especially the water body, causing the water to evaporate to form water vapor. When the lands heat up, it warms the air above it. Now, because there is a differential heating of land and water, so water heated up and it changes into a vapor form, and land heated up and the air or the heat rises higher. So this causes the air to expand and rise. So as the air rises up from the land area, it expands. So along with that, whatever the moisture is present, it also expands. As the air rises and it cools down, means at the height away from the earth's surface, carrying the moisture away from the earth's surface, it starts cooling down. When it cools down, it results into condensation. Like you can see here, this is the land area and this is the water area. There is a terrestrial radiation rising, along with that water vapor also rises up. So when it reaches to the height, it forms a cloud and then it results into a torrential rainfall. Torrential rainfall is rainfall along with the lightning and thunder. It is most common in equatorial region, because in the equatorial region the temperature is always high, and in this region cumulonimbus type of cloud causes heavy rainfall throughout the year. Characteristics of convection rainfall. It is also known as 4 o'clock shower or 4 o'clock rainfall. Second, it is always torrential. Why? Because thunder and lightning is along with rainfall. So thunderstorms are caused by the rapid expansion and contraction of air, and it also electrical discharges take place, and because of that there is a lightning take place during the rainfall. And the last one is equatorial region. It is common in equatorial region because this area receives the direct sun rays and always have a high temperature, and the rate of evaporation is a continuous process. So it results into rainfall. Every day there is a rainfall in this equatorial region. Orographic rainfall. It occurs when the air is forced to ascend up the slope of a mountain range or plateau which lies in its path. Wind flows parallel to the earth. If any physical feature like hill or plateau comes, it strikes with it and then rises high and cools down. Then it results into rainfall. Characteristics of orographic rainfall. Physical feature on the way of moisture laden wind like hill, plateau, mountain, anything through which it strikes and rises high and cools down. Hills or mountain and plateau have two sides. One side is called the windward side, from where the wind blows, and the other side is called the leeward side or rain shadow region. So windward side receive more rainfall and leeward side receive less rainfall. Now here you can see in this picture that this is a windward side and this is called the leeward side, and the wind blows from here, it strikes with this land and then it rises up. Here the cooling will take place and this windward side receive more rainfall, while this is a rain shadow region or leeward side. Here there is a very less amount of rainfall. Again you can see here, like this is the moisture laden wind which is rising here, it expands here and then cooling take place. It results into rainfall towards the windward side, and as it moves, the clouds move towards the opposite side, that is towards the leeward side or rain shadow region. It have a less amount of moisture and it gives a very less amount of rainfall, so it is mostly a dry region. In India we have a orographic rainfall. In the southern part of India we have a Western Ghat. Western slopes of Western Ghat receive more rainfall because it is on the windward side, while leeward side of Western Ghat, that is the eastern slopes of Western Ghat, is the leeward side and receives less amount of rainfall. Cyclonic rainfall, it occurs because of change in pressure belt. Pressure belt shifts from northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere because of shifting up of sun rays or migration of sun rays between the tropics. So because of that, the land has developed a high pressure, because now it's a time for retreating monsoon. Water develops a low pressure, so wind always move from a high pressure to low pressure. But as the shifting is taking place, so it is not very quick. So near the water body, near the equatorial region, it is a cool condition and wind blow from sea to land, and on the land area in the northern hemisphere, the land area has developed a high pressure, so wind is moving from high to low pressure. So as the wind moves from high to low pressure from both the sides, so the wind which comes from the water body is warm and humid wind, while the wind which is coming from the land is cold wind. So warm wind tries to come over the colder wind. When the wind comes from the land side and the water side, the warm air is forced up above the cooler air as it is lighter. So when it comes over the colder air, it cools down, condensation takes place and result into rainfall. So it is like fighting up of warm air current and cold air current, which results into the rainfall. You can see here in the picture, warm air rises over the cold air, it expands and cools down, condensation takes place and there is a rainfall. So this line is separating line of the plane separating the warm air and the cold air. So cold air is coming from the land area and warm air is come from the water bodies, and when they come, warm air comes over the cold air, they just cool down and result into the rainfall. In tropical cyclone, the rainfall is often very heavy but lasts only a few hours or just for a day. In temperate cyclones which come from the western side, it is much lighter but lasts for many days. Cyclonic rainfall is common throughout the doldrums. You know the doldrums? Equatorial low pressure belt, where the trade winds blow. Trade wind is easterlies. The direction of the wind is easterlies, which is also known as trade wind, and this trade wind causes rainfall. So all the places which have receiving this trade wind, that is the eastern coast of any continent which have the trade wind, experiences the tropical cyclone. You can see here tropical cyclone. It also causes hurricane in the west. West means the western side of the continents. Characteristics of cyclonic rainfall. Cyclonic rainfall is in the form of drizzle or light rainfall. It is due to the meeting up of warm and cool air mass. Due to this, warm air mass cools down, expands and then results into rainfall. It is always in the form of thunderstorm and for a short duration. Thunderstorm is there is a lightning, thunder and there is a heavy rainfall. During the winter rainfall in the northwestern, there is a little bit of cyclonic rainfall take place. Factors affecting the distribution of rainfall. We have a rainfall throughout the world and different parts of the world receive the different amount of rainfall. It depends upon the latitude, continents and ocean and mountain barriers. Latitude means if the place is near to the equatorial region, it receives more rainfall, that is a convectional rainfall, because the temperature is always high and there is a adiabatic process which is continuously taking place, means the air heated up rises high, cools down, which is carrying the moisture, cools down and results into the rainfall. That is also known as 4 o'clock shower, and it is common in the equatorial belt or doldrums belt. Then second is continents and ocean. Continents receive less rainfall as compared to ocean because continents have less amount of water as compared to ocean. So maximum rainfall take place in the ocean area as compared to continents. Next is mountain barriers. Mountain barriers, it is very compulsory for the orographic rainfall because orographic rainfall take place because of any physical barrier like mountain, plateaus or hills, so that it have a windward side and leeward side. As the wind blows, that side will be a windward, opposite will be the leeward side. So when the wind blows on the windward side, it strikes with the mountain, rises high and cools down. So windward side receive more rainfall. After that, when the clouds moves, it have a less moisture, it causes less rainfall, or sometimes there is no rainfall in the opposite side, that is called the leeward side or rain shadow region. Like Himalayas, if we talk, Himalayas southern portion is towards India and northern portion is towards China or Nepal. So the southern portion of Himalaya receive more rainfall because it is a windward side, as the southwest monsoon winds strike with the Himalayas, and the opposite side, which is towards the China or towards the Nepal, receive less amount of rainfall. I think the chapter is clear to you. Thank you.